Something strange is happening, and you need to know the truth. In a world full of information and misinformation, it's easy to get lost in the flood of news. But here's the point. What is being hidden from you? They try to hide crucial facts, masking reality with distractions. If you think 2024 is just another year, get ready to be surprised. The political and spiritual changes sweeping the globe have profound implications, and understanding these transformations could be the key to unlocking the future. In this video, we will delve into the hidden layers of these events, revealing truths that few dare to mention. Stay with us and discover how these revelations can impact your life in ways you never imagined. The year 2024 is marked by profound transformations, both in the political and spiritual fields, showing us that something greater is at play. Imagine the feeling of being in a whirlwind of events that, at first glance, seem disconnected, but are actually linked by an invisible thread. It's like a giant puzzle being put together before our eyes, with each piece revealing an aspect of divine plans. They try to hide the truth, but they cannot muffle the impact of these changes. In the political scene, we see a turnaround affecting various nations. Countries that were once stable are now facing unexpected challenges, like pawns in a cosmic chess game. These transformations are not mere coincidences. They are, in fact, the reflection of a deeper spiritual movement. The intersection between politics and spirituality has never been so evident. They try to hide, but the truth always finds a way to reveal itself, especially when faith is the foundation. The election scene in 2024 is undoubtedly one of the most turbulent we have ever seen. France, the United Kingdom, the USA, Venezuela, and Brazil face a series of political instabilities ranging from extreme polarization to allegations of electoral fraud. They try to hide the true magnitude of these instabilities, but the effects are felt in all spheres of society. Imagine a chessboard where each move can trigger a chain reaction, affecting the lives of millions. In France, the recent victory of the Conservative Party led by Marine Le Pen generated a wave of adverse reactions. Center and left parties have united in a desperate effort to contain the advance of the right. In the United Kingdom, the situation is equally complex, with the Conservatives losing power to the Labour opposition. In the USA, the assassination attempt on Donald Trump and Joe Biden's withdrawal created a power vacuum that drastically changed the political landscape. They try to hide the fragility of these structures, but the impact is evident. In Brazil and Venezuela, political tensions have reached alarming levels. The increase in interest rates in Brazil has generated a wave of popular discontent, while in Venezuela, the elections were marked by allegations of fraud and threats of violence. These examples illustrate how political instability can directly affect daily life. They try to hide the chaos, but the political and spiritual reality is interconnected, showing us that these changes are part of a larger plan. Current events, such as wars and crises, seem to echo the ancient biblical warnings about times of difficulties and tribulations. The Bible speaks of wars and rumors of wars, and today we see conflicts and tensions in various parts of the world. They try to hide the spiritual meaning of these crises, but for those who know the scriptures, it is clear that we are living in a period prophesied for millennia. Imagine reading an ancient prophecy and, looking around, seeing its words materializing before your eyes. These prophecies not only predict difficulties, but also warn us about the arrival of a new world order led by the Antichrist. The scriptures speak of a leader who will emerge, promising peace and security in times of chaos. Today, many politicians make similar promises, seeking to gain the trust of the masses amid the crisis. They try to hide their true intentions, but the prophecies warn us to stay vigilant. Politics and spirituality intertwine in ways that many still do not fully understand. Economic crises, conflicts between nations, and climate changes are often seen as signs of this period of tribulation. For those seeking to understand these events from a spiritual perspective, it is crucial to remember the words of Jesus in Matthew 24, where he speaks about the beginnings of sorrows. They try to hide the depth of these signs, but the truth is there for those who know where to look. Thus, each event we witness serves as a reminder that there is a divine plan in action and that we need to be prepared for what is to come. Despite all the political instability we observe around the world, there is one certainty that brings comfort. God is in control. Amid the chaos and rapid changes, divine sovereignty remains firm, like a beacon of hope for believers. They try to hide the spiritual power that governs all things, but for those with faith, it is evident that every event, every change, is under the direction of the Almighty. It is like watching a storm knowing that in the end, calm will return. This certainty that God is in command allows us to face challenges with a different perspective. For example, when we see political leaders trying to manipulate systems and corrupt institutions, we can remember that regardless of their actions, the true power belongs to God. They try to hide their failures and weaknesses, but divine sovereignty remains unshakable. This gives us the confidence that even when things seem out of control, there is a greater plan at work. The central message here is that we should not be shaken by the uncertainties of the world. Instead, we should anchor ourselves in faith in the certainty that God is directing the course of history. This means staying calm in the face of adversity and trusting that in the end, justice and truth will prevail. They try to hide the spiritual truth behind political appearances, but God's sovereignty is a reality that sustains us. And so this divine confidence prepares us to face the judgment to come, reminding us that everything is in the hands of the Creator. The certainty of divine judgment is a central theme for understanding the justice that transcends human laws. In a world where corrupt politicians seem to escape unpunished, the Bible reminds us that everyone will be accountable before God. They try to hide their transgressions behind power and influence, but in the heavenly court, there is no hiding place. The book of Revelation describes a scenario where everyone, great and small, will be judged for their actions. Imagine a court where justice is perfect and impartial, a concept that brings hope to the oppressed. This perspective of divine judgment serves as a powerful reminder that human actions have eternal consequences. Leaders who abuse their power for personal gain, without caring about the suffering they cause, will one day face judgment. They try to hide their wickedness through rhetoric and false promises, but the truth always prevails. For believers, this is a reason to live according to divine principles, knowing that their choices matter not only now, but also in eternity. Considering divine judgment, we are called to reflect on our own lives and actions. Every decision we make, every word we utter, will be evaluated by God. This should not generate fear, but rather a renewed commitment to justice and righteousness. They try to hide the spiritual impact of our daily actions, but we must remember that we are constantly under the watchful eye of the Creator. With this in mind, we are encouraged to live in a way that honors God and contributes to a more just and compassionate world. Now that you have absorbed all this knowledge, it is time to reflect on how you can apply it in your life. Think about the global and spiritual changes we discussed and consider how you can prepare for the challenges to come. Have you thought about how these political transformations might affect your future and how your faith can offer a solid foundation in times of uncertainty? Ask questions, challenge the status quo, and always seek the truth even when they try to hide it. Let's go further. What concrete actions can you take today? Maybe it's getting more involved in your community, seeking to understand and positively influence the political scene around you, or perhaps strengthening your spiritual life, reading sacred texts and participating in edifying discussions. Remember, knowledge without action is useless. How can you transform what you have learned into concrete steps for a better future? And don't forget, to keep learning about these subjects and much more, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. That way, you won't miss any new videos and can stay informed and prepared. After all, being well-informed is the first step to making a difference. May God bless your journey, and may you continue to seek the truth with courage and determination.